No sounds were enjoyed in the making of today's episode.
Welcome back to No Ginger. I'm Samar.
I'm Ash. And today, wow, I feel like it's been a while since we've recorded.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, we pre-record. And it's been a while. I think this might end up being episode number 12-ish.
Something like that.
Something like that. So we've been doing this
If this is
for
only
a few
episode
months.
11, like we're just speaking from the future
To
to our future episode. It will eventually be 12.
It's amazing.
It is. Yeah. It's
We're
a
progressing.
lot of fun, but we've been really busy with work, and so finding time to record has actually been quite a challenge.
Yes.
Samar was sick. I was sick.
Don't tell them I know Ginger.
I'm talking about myself. You're not involved.
I'm involved.
You had conjunctivitis. I had conjunctivitis. We all died. It was super downhill.
Yeah,
So anyway,
my No Ginger for
Okay,
this
yeah.
episode
is
December is the worst month of the year. I have decided.
you know what? Despite December being my birthday month, I tend to agree with you. Awful. Get you friends who hate your birthday month. It's shogun. This is my new No Ginger shouganai.
I was so excited for December. She was turning 30.
I did it.
She
Y'all,
finally,
I made it.
She finally
I made it here.
in the same decade
Yes!
together. I was so excited for her.
I feel like I would think of my friends turning 30.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I was genuinely the most excited person about it. So many of my friends when they turned 30 were like, I'm really nervous. I don't know. How do I feel? And I was like, I'm so ready for this. I was
30
so ready.
is the golden decade.
Well, see, maybe that's why I wasn't, because most of my friends are a year or a couple years older than me. And so because they'd already turned 30, they were like, Ash, it's awesome. It's amazing. So I was really hype. I'm still hype. We're only 1 month in. Everything has gone wrong in 1 month, but it's going great.
That's December's fault. It's not 30's fault.
You're right. Right. Yeah. So continue. Tell me why December is so terrible.
So I was really excited for her birthday, and the night before her birthday party, something started going wrong with my throat. And I didn't tell her because I didn't want her to worry.
You know the best part about this is at my party, because you kept your mouth shut, you were eating the sandwich and it looked so delicious, and I asked you for a bite of your sandwich.
I think I rejected, or
No,
like
you didn't.
I tore off.
You didn't, and none of that. You just handed it right to me.
It was, but I trusted her immune system. It's better than mine typically.
Sometimes.
So, and
but
she
not
bit on the
always.
other side, but I couldn't.
I
I
did.
couldn't let her know
Thanks.
that
But
something was wrong.
I think
Something
I
was
even
amiss.
asked you though, like, why is your energy so low? What's going on?
Yeah, and I avoided you.
Yeah,
I ran away.
and then she stopped talking to me the whole night. What a good guest at my birthday
I would
party.
not ruin her party.
I was ignored and abandoned.
No, so I legitimately thought, oh, maybe it's just dry air, because Japan's dry air is so bad in December and winter in general. So I thought, okay, maybe I just need water. But you know, when you're at a party, you have to talk to people, and I just couldn't muster up my voice. And then within the next couple of days, I lost my voice, and I had like a small fever, and I was not feeling well. And the sore throat was not getting better. So I finally went to the doctor, and I had laryngitis plus pink eye at the same time. So it was a double whammy.
She was looking extra cute, y'all.
Yeah, I sent her very grotesque pictures.
Yes.
It was
My phone was blessed.
yes. And then, okay, that fine enough. Getting sick in December, whatever. It happens. You know, it's winter. But then I get a 1 week, I feel a little bit, all right, it's Christmas time. I'm thinking about what to do for Christmas. I was even thinking about going to volunteer with the elderly. I was super excited.
You were. She was.
And then
no energy all of a sudden.
I started feeling, lethargic. And then in Ash's house, I was sleeping and I had dreams of burning alive, where I would go through a hall at work and ask people for water. And they would be like, no, go to the next person. And they just kept saying no. And I just thought like, wow, I was in a sleeping bag, and this is the warmest sleeping bag I have ever slept in. This is amazing. But I was burning a lot. I was so hot.
She was so funny because she comes down in the morning and she's like, oh my gosh, that sleeping bag is amazing. I had dreams of burning alive. Next thing you know, warm. We're like, hey, so do you think maybe you had a fever?
I wasn't thinking it at that point.
She was too addled by the fever to consider
the facts. Yeah, I had a headache, so I took ibuprofen. So I felt a bit better because we were also recording that day. Mm-hmm. And then, lo and behold, the next day, 40-degree fever. 3 days in a row. Went to the doctor. I had the flu. So for December, I spent half of it in bed.
She was dead on Christmas Day itself.
It was so sad. There was no point in spending any effort to think about what I was going to do because Christmas this year was not a thing for me.
I think we threw an event at work and Samar dressed up in a Santa Claus outfit. It was super cute of you.
Oh, yes.
With the beard and everything.
But my eyes were beet red.
Yeah. They did, in fact, match the Santa costume. It was
Santa incredible. Was on drugs. Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
for the kids,
Santa is real.
I did my best.
It's not Samar. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no gifts were given to me this year. So that's my no ginger.
That's rough.
December sucks. I'm scared for next December. But yeah, hopefully everyone else had a better December than I did. What was your
Welcome
shouganai?
to 2025.
2025, please treat me better.
2024 was a bit rough, you know? All right. Okay. This was a while ago, but a friend of mine invited me and Bamboo Boy to go with him and his partner to a concert. He told me the date, and I was like, absolutely, that sounds fine. Let's do it. I swear to you, this date was a Saturday. I was like, yeah, I didn't have any plans that Saturday. You know, skip it forward. This Saturday doesn't exist, so that's why I didn't have plans on that Saturday. But I was so convinced that it was on a Saturday. So then I'm telling Bamboo Boy, all right, this is this thing. Like, are you okay with it? Do you want to go? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Just book it if you want. So I do. I'm sat down with Bamboo Boy a couple weeks later, and I'm like, oh, I actually bought those tickets today. And he goes, oh, he says, what day is it? I tell him. He goes, oh, well, I actually have a conference sort of thing I need to do that day. And I was like, how is it that we have been talking about this thing for so long and only just now you realize that there's a conference? Like, it's a Saturday. And Bamboo Boy goes, no, that's a Friday. And that's when I text Samar thinking, well, I don't have anything because it was a Saturday. I'm still eternally confused. Then Samar's like, no, we have a work event. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
She checked no calendar before making these decisions.
Because I truly, like, for one of I fully believed that the date said was a Saturday, so why would I check work stuff? And I didn't have any plans on that Saturday at all. So that was followed incredibly by being able to move that work event, thinking, all right, so now I have this day free. I will still be able to go to this concert. And then I was like, oh, I'll just bring Samar with me since Bamboo Boy can't come.
Replacement. Forever the replacement.
Literally the next day, work sends an email moving the date of a different work function to this Friday that I had so painstakingly attempted to clear.
That work event
was Samar's going away party.
So guess which one she went to?
I went to the concert, obviously. I didn't even question it. I was just like, no, I'm going to the concert. And it was amazing. It all worked out because then Bamboo Boy's conference got moved to Valentine's Day of all days. So I guess we're not celebrating Valentine's Day this year, but
I'm
whatever.
sure that's big in this household.
Yeah, we're big fans. We love commercial holidays a lot, you know? Yeah, so it all worked out great. I still did not go to Samar's going away party. And apparently I'm in hot water for this with a few people at work.
They were confused why you were not there. But
As the known bestie.
But at the same time, it is the next day, and we have been together all day. So
yeah, like right
It's-
after this event, then next thing I know, you're at my house. And,
yeah, I'm not that sad about it. No.
Thanks. I'm glad you support me. I'm so glad I went to this concert. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it. It
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
I'm
do
happy
you want to
for
know
you.
the name of? Do you remember the name of the person that I went to see?
No.
It's relevant to this podcast
Is
because
it?
yes,
No.
because the artist's name is Ginger Root.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
why I
cute.
had to go. I felt like, oh, like we're no Ginger, he's Ginger Root. Like together we are kind of opposites. But
So you
let's
talked
go
to
see.
Ginger Root about us?
I didn't.
Okay. You
But
just vibed.
Ginger Root did speak some pretty decent Japanese. Bamboo Boy though took me out with it. I was like, oh, his Japanese is like pretty good. And Bamboo Boy goes, oh well, he has the same accent as you, Americans.
Ginger Root represents.
He did.
Hey, what
did.
kind of music is it?
It's like kind of a bit funky. So there's some rock elements, some like pop funk.
Sounds
A
fun.
little bit low. It was very chill. Like we just kept getting drinks and we were chatting, and sometimes we would we'd dance a little bit. Bamboo Boy and his new best friend, who invited me in the first place, got told off for speaking too much by another random concert goer. But like the vibe was so clearly, to me, the vibe was so clearly like you come, you kind of like hang out. It's all this massive standing area. Like the bar was open. So we're just having drinks, chats, enjoying the music. And the thing about this is just yet another shouganai is that when you go to concerts, Japanese people, I think it's a cultural thing to be respectful. You should just watch the artist. You don't need to cheer or sing along or anything. Like just watch the artist and then wait for the end, and then you react, you clap, cheer, whatever. But that's not really how the West does concerts.
It's also two of the loudest people we know together at a concert.
Yeah. So therefore,
We should have seen this coming.
I should have. It was shouganai, but their friendship was beautiful.
A bromance was born.
The bromance? Yes, that's
the bromance.
the bromance. It's beautiful. I have photo evidence
of their
of them.
love.
They did such a romantic, like lighting the cigarette together.
Oh,
sort of
God.
is ridiculous.
Okay.
True love was found this day.
Well, I'll try to go see Ginger Root soon.
Yeah.
In the future.
Next
Yeah.
time Ginger Root returns to Japan.
Oh.
Maybe we will be big enough at that point to be like, hey, we're no Ginger. You're
Let's go, Ginger
Let's
Root.
go. Anyway, yeah, that's those are all my stories. Thanks for listening. There's no Ginger anywhere in this.
Yeah, no.
Well, except for Ginger Root.
And one day
That
you
was a
will learn
ginger.
how to read a calendar.
It's
I
not
prayed
happening.
for this day.
The entirety of last year, I think I double booked myself for every single event I said I was going to go to.
Any fight we ever have, it's about her not checking her calendar well.
It's true. It's true. That is exactly, yeah.
But everyone needs a flaw. And as flaws goes, it's not the worst one to have.
You know what? I feel this was really sweet. Thank you so much. It's not like not the flaws I was expecting to be told that I had. Anyway,
Okay. All right.
let's not.
So what about some other flaws for our dear listeners?
Okay.
What have they come up with today?
So today, Samar, we have received a DM.
Ooh, I love DMs.
Yes. And
Remember, if you guys have something you would like to DM us
a problem, we'll put it on the
or a
podcast.
question, yeah, we're here for you.
Yeah. If you need to know if your situation has ginger or not, I don't know if we'll figure it out, but we'll try our best.
We'll do our best.
All right. That in and of itself. Shouganai. All right, here we go. Dear Samar and Ash, I am a Japanese female, 19.
Oh, baby.
Thank you for your podcast and the Japanese subtitles, although they're not always the best.
All right, guys. It's a lot of work, okay? I have to fix all the English, which is a mess when it's transcribed. I don't have time to fix all the Japanese.
Do you feel that the English being a mess might kind of be our fault?
No, it's just the system. Like the system can't recognize words so well. And like my name ends up Smart, Simon, Sima, Salma,
Salmon,
Simon, everything. Like it just can't recognize.
You've even been ASMR in there somewhere.
Yes, ASMR. Like it butchers so many things that I have to go through just to get the translation. I
like when the Japanese subtitles translate my name into ash, as in the
substance,
leftover
ash.
fire.
Yeah,
you know.
So I know we've gotten DMs about the Japanese subtitles, but considering everything,
if anyone wants to volunteer to fix the Japanese subtitles,
those up,
please.
But
yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Yeah.
Okay. But this DMer does say, I always enjoy them, the subtitles.
Thank you. So doing my best.
They're there for extra added entertainment value. That's it.
Yeah.
They are added entertainment value. All right, here's the rest of this message. I'm writing to you today to ask for your help. I work with a few foreigners. They're from a country in Southeast Asia. That's not what that says. Back that up. I work with a few foreigners. They're from a country in South Asia. The problem is that when we eat together during break, they chew with their mouths open.
Ooh.
That... I can't tell if I felt like that sounded like that's terrible or like, oh, I'm very interested.
This is interesting.
That eating sound drives me insane. What should I do? Is this a yes or no, Ginger? Sincerely, battling against lunchtime ASMR. Speaking of ASMR.
Hi, I'm here. I think this could be a yes, Ginger, depending on you.
Do you, dear DMer, have noise canceling headphones?
I wasn't gonna go with that, but
oh, okay. I feel that would solve a lot of problems. Just some noise canceling headphones.
I think she wants. I'm guessing that she wants to have lunch with her coworkers.
I mean, having lunch with your coworkers is a lot of fun. Good bonding experiences.
Yes. Yeah. But this kind of reminds me how like some foreigners who come to Japan and eat with Japanese people hate the sound of slurping.
I mean, I still hate the sound of slurping.
Yeah. So I remember my friend who was an RA in a dormitory had to break up a fight one time between a Korean guy and an American girl, because the Korean guy was just eating his cup noodles and he was slurping. And this American shouted at him in the dormitory. And then like he went away originally, like, but then like I guess he felt really bad. So he came back and was just like, it's my culture and this is how we eat. Like, you can't say this to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they were both complaining to her and she had to like,
Yeah. Obviously, cultural differences do exist. And some cultural differences can make you feel quite uncomfortable. And of course, to you, it feels wrong.
Yes.
Definitely. And one that really kills me is when I see here Japanese people using forks, but with their hand like over top of the fork instead of holding it underneath like you would a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like, oh, this is just not how you're supposed to hold a fork. But, I can't say it's wrong. Like, they're just using, it's just a utensil. They're just using it. It's not harming me in any way. Mostly.
Mentally.
Mentally, I'm a little bit assaulted, but I could just close my eyes. I just don't have to see it. It is harder to close your ears, to be fair.
Yeah, I think a lot of Japanese people are very sensitive to noises to begin with. Mm. And I think a lot of people have like what is it called? Misophonia? Like where it's a condition where like they hear something and like it drives them nuts. Like it's
maybe I have this.
It could be. So like I think the only ginger in this is exposure therapy. Like you need to adapt to them if you want to have lunch with them, because like there are so many behaviors that I think other people have to adapt to in Japan. Like I remember when I came here, Japanese people were always staring. And like that makes so many foreigners angry or uncomfortable, but it's just something you just learn to live with.
I feel like now I never see it. I remember going around with my little sister last year when she was visiting Japan, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, people are always staring," and I was like, "Really?" Like it's just so not in my
you get used to
field of vision anymore, because it just assume that I'm sure someone's staring. But on the other hand, like the other day, I saw somebody on the train reading a comic, which is a normal activity for the train, but they kept raising their eyebrows every few seconds, like at whatever they were reading. And I couldn't look away because it was just so fascinating to watch their face.
You stare at people.
So really, like you just look a little bit different from what people are used to seeing. Yeah. But I do think now, like, that staring's becoming less and less of a thing in Japan, just because there are so many.
I think it still depends where you go.
That's true.
Yeah, it depends where you go.
But around Tokyo or something, no one cares. No one cares about you.
But so it's just kind of like you need to adapt if you want to participate. Now, on the other hand, you could possibly mention something, but it's very, very tricky.
Yeah, because how can you say, "Hey, you need to chew with your mouth closed"?
Because in Japan that's what we do,
right? I guess you can't frame this as like, let me force you to assimilate.
Yeah, the only thing you could really say is like it's really backhanded, but like, oh, in your country, is it like chewing with your mouth open shows appreciation for food? But then I do feel like the response is just going to be like, oh yeah, but like here when you have soba or you have ramen, like you are supposed to slurp. And the belief is that by slurping it, you can taste it better. Yeah.
That's the understanding, right? And it's the same thing with anything that has, especially if there's wasabi, like you need to be smelling and breathing it in order to get the full sensation. Yeah. But I mean, I still don't like it. I've been here for a while, but I would say like I'm used to it. Like I expect to hear it. If I go into any noodle shop, I know that I'm going to hear slurping. So I can just kind of put it out of my mind. And I think this is probably a similar situation. If you know that you're going to be hearing it, just go in prepared for that.
Or just don't go in it. Like if you know something is going to drive you crazy, then because you can't really change people. You can change your own behavior. That's all you can really do.
Or you can just meet them where they're at. You always bring noodles for lunch now.
Slurp lunch away.
It's just the only way. Just meet them where they're at.
If you did slurp, it would drown out that noise.
Right. You'd be too busy. I know. I was thinking about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I want to add something else that they were saying. Like the sounds of chewing are what's disturbing. And in order to make that much sound while chewing, you have to be opening your mouth to chew, right? If you are seeing food in someone else's mouth, like that is fully not a thing here, because even after slurping, right? Like girls especially will cover, I shouldn't do this in front of the mic, will cover their mouths, right, with their hands to be polite, to make sure you don't see anything. And so if that's the case, like I can fully understand that even being unappetizing. If you're not used to it.
If you're seeing people's food in their mouth, that's a different problem.
But I think in some places, like if chewing with your mouth open is not that big of a deal, especially if you're used to talking while eating, if that's culturally what you do, like you probably just don't notice it. Like people are probably not really looking at your mouth because they wouldn't notice. They're used to seeing that around them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, like Japan is crazy about what is it called? Mukbang?
Oh yeah, but like the Korean
it's just eating sounds, and like it's
eating as much as possible in a setting while telling stories.
And like they're like when you watch, they're like kind of chewing with their mouths open, but sure. that's attractive.
My understanding is that in Korea, eating with your mouth open or like talking while eating is not really seen as that big of a deal. I could totally be wrong. Feel free to correct me if I've messed that one up. But if that is the case, then of course something like mukbang would be seen as this is very fun and entertaining. But also, maybe in the middle of the workday, that's just not the type of video that you sit down to enjoy. I don't know.
But
how about have you ever been like told off for having bad table manners?
I got told off at work once by my coworker.
What did you do?
She didn't tell me off. She nicely I was wearing my headphones and I think I can't hear the sound. So I didn't realize like I'm chewing very loudly. So she was just like, hey, you know your chewing sound is traveling.
It's traveling. It has grown legs and gone for a stroll about the office.
And I was just like, so sorry. And I am now very careful that my mouth is shut. Yeah. And yeah, I've often been told off for table manners, unfortunately. In fact, recently I went out with Bamboo Boy.
This is a tough one. This is rough.
After 8 years of using chopsticks, he told me that I'm using chopsticks wrong and shattered my pride in using these utensils.
But can you get the food consistently to your mouth without dropping it?
Yeah.
Then it's fine. That's what I think. I don't understand this.
I've never had a problem, but some people just so judgy.
I think I know. Business. I think I know where Bamboo Boy gets this one from.
From who?
Well, I had dinner with his parents recently.
Oh God.
I'm left-handed, and so I must use chopsticks with my left hand. This is a no-no in Japan.
You can't use your left hand?
Well, I think now people probably don't care, but using your right hand for eating across many cultures is the norm, right?
Yes.
And like the left hand is kind of the evil hand or whatever. Yes. But I'm left-handed, so what can I do about it? And so his dad goes, "Oh, I see that you are using chopsticks." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. There's literally no hands. There's no other utensil available on this table. We have only chopsticks to use." His mom immediately is like, "Oh, have you known how to use chopsticks since before coming to Japan?" And I'm like, This sounds like a very I did get ohashijozu immediately after this. Like, wow, your chopstick skills are so good. I'm just please. But I was hearing a little bit of backhandedness to this question. Like,
yeah. And
his dad then goes, "Yeah, but why are you using your left hand? Like, you should be using your right hand." Bless Bamboo Boy, who immediately is like, it doesn't matter. Just let her eat. Like, cut in.
Wow.
So he protected me, you. But then he came back and was like, "Actually, I need to attack someone else. I need to join this fight." I'm sorry.
I just exist as Bamboo Boy's punching bag.
I feel this is a whole other episode. Is Samar Bamboo Boy's punching bag?
What do you think?
I feel we have many stories we could debate this on. Punching bag or no punching bag? Ginger or no ginger?
I'm going to fight him.
I literally have videos of you attempting to fight him.
He fell.
It was so funny because wait, stop. Samar was trying to like fight him down and then instead just accidentally made him trip on top of her.
No. He tried. What do you mean? To do a judo move on me. He tried to trip me, but then he couldn't. You were both
going for it.
I wasn't trying to do anything to him, and then he tried to do a judo.
I'm going to post the video, and then we'll take a vote.
He tried to do a judo move, and I avoided it, and then he just fell.
I don't think he's ever done judo.
No, they take it in junior high. Everyone in Japan.
Pathetic Bamboo Boy.
Yeah. That's love.
Well, at least you know that if it comes to eating out loud, ASMR style, in Bamboo Boy's future office, he cannot fight anyone down from it.
He can complain.
He can only complain. He can even put it on the podcast.
He could. He could. We'll just refer him to this one. This is our advice. Yeah.
Yes.
So
in this case,
it's ginger depending on you. You can either get used to it, as most people just have to get used to it, like block out the sound. Eat something to block out the sound. Stop focusing on their mouths. Look into their eyes.
Deep into their souls. Penetrate into the nice conversation you could be having.
Yeah. I mean, I think it took a long time to do so many things in Japan. Like screaming sumimasen is very... When I came to Japan and people would scream sumimasen, I just thought it was the rudest thing that I have ever seen.
We were so pathetic when we were in Thailand like 2 years ago, and we were trying to figure out how to call staff over because we want to be like, I want to yell sumimasen, but
at this point, yeah.
But I can't do it. And so they were like, okay, well, I guess we have to yell in English, but that just mental breakdown on both fronts.
It's like in America, we just go like this.
Like, maybe, but I feel like it's very gentle.
It's
like,
so
if
gentle.
You absolutely must, but you know, usually the wait staff will come around to you at some point.
They're usually paying more attention.
Like, it's a rough moment if you really need to call someone over.
But in Japan, they're more hidden. Like
they like go off. Like staff should be not seen unless spoken to kind of deal.
Yeah, so it was very there's so many things when you deal with like a different culture that are so uncomfortable, and you either have to find ways to avoid dealing with them or you adapt. Now you can say that these are foreigners who live in Japan, so they should learn Japanese table manners.
However, if they're all eating together,
and also
of course, their dominant culture will take over.
Yeah, but also like you're not their boss or their teacher or anything. You're just a colleague. So you're not really in a position to tell them what to do. And like,
it's okay. You're going to make it through this. I promise. If nothing else, we can go way back to the start of this episode. Noise canceling headphones. But I liked my just slurp in defense strategy better.
Yeah, noise versus noise. That works.
It goes very well.
Let us know how it goes if you use any of this advice.
And if you don't, we understand. we do. Anyway, this has been
No Ginger.
Our podcast is produced in its entirety by Samar and Ash. Special thank you to our DMer and to you, our listener. Subscriptions and DMs are welcome at No Ginger Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or wherever social media is. Oh, maybe not TikTok anymore.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know. Anyway, please send your submissions or your DMs to nogingerpodcast@gmail.com. If you've got a problem,
we'll put it on the podcast.
Bye.
Bye-bye.